want to welcome you guys to the How Much Will My Transfers Cost webinar. And of course, just like all of our Transfer Express webinars here, it's built to help you guys out. Use the interactive chat feature right over here on the right-hand side to ask your questions or share your ideas. My name is Dave, with over a decade in the printing industry, and happy to be here as an educator with Stahl's Transfer Express. And of course, Mike is behind the scenes. You'll see him popping in and out. He could be sharing links or answering your specific questions if I'm focused on the content, or if we're screen capping or anything like that at the time. But I want to be able to help you out. This is the avenue for you guys to ask your questions, and we want to help you achieve your goals. That's what these webinars are all about. So we're going to get right into it, straight into our agenda here today. So what we're going to be covering is where to find pricing. There are several ways that you could find pricing on the website or even in a printed handout. And we're going to teach you how to kind of navigate those if you're unfamiliar with them. There are 3 tiers of pricing. So when we talk about our easy prints, vector or non-vector pricing, that's going to be how it's going to be. And I see a question already coming in. Am I allowed to resell the transfers I buy from you, or are they used for clothing use only? They're your transfers. You could do whatever you want. You could do whatever you want with those transfers. If you want to resell them, you absolutely could resell them with your own artwork, or even just modifying the Easy Prints artwork and selling it. I know there's some great, I don't know if I'm actually allowed to say it, but witches. There's a witch movie that's out that they just released a new one that's like an older one. So all of us elder millennials are, reliving some of that nostalgia thanks to a company called Disney. So it's hocus pocus. No, they're not going to see this, I hope, right? Yeah. But we were able to kind of skirt the licensing around that and be able to offer even some of that artwork for Halloween. So if you wanted to take kind of some of those and sell them as just transfers, more power to you. Absolutely do it. We're here to make your business more successful and help you achieve any goal that you've set out for yourself. So those 3 tiers on the second bullet point down there on the agenda, back to the agenda. See, I go back through. Yeah. So Heather, you are A-okay to do that. And then we're going to talk about choosing the right transfer. So not just for quality reasons or what substrate you're printing on, but also for pricing reasons. And we'll break that down. We're going to talk about some cost saving tips. So some great, little hacks that you could do that are obviously available to you. And we'll even point out some points where our online designer will actually tell you where you could save money. But there's some other stuff that if you're kind of newer and you don't know the ins and outs of designing with EasyView Online Designer, or even finding the pricing of your transfers, you are in the right spot, because we are going to lower your print costs. That's what we're all about today. I'm always excited for webinars, but saving you money and increasing your profit, I am super excited about. And then of course, we're going to talk about avoiding art charges. If you're uploading artwork, we do have an entire artwork department here full of very talented graphic designers that are able to not only make sure that your artwork prints good, but if you need help designing stuff, you absolutely always can help with designing stuff. I see Mary mentioning gang sheets, always having some leftover sheet. Can't tell if there's some leftover until it's delivered to me. I'm going to teach you how you could tell if there's some leftover space on your sheet, regardless of what product you're buying. So that is that's one of the cost saving tips that we're going to talk about, is gang sheets. So that's kind of what we see right here, this Fight Like a Raider shirt in this first yellow shirt. That's the front and back on this shirt printed on one sheet. So you're getting 2 prints for one cost, if you're talking about print cost per sheet. Now, of course, if you're just doing fronts, you could fit 2 of those fronts up. So if you need 50 shirts, you only really need to order 25 sheets. You get my drift? We're saving money already, right? We're putting these out here. Expiration dates to the transfers, Doris. We have a great video on our YouTube channel, because the education just doesn't end here. Of course, if you're not already subscribed over on our YouTube page, we're releasing 2 videos every single week. We just published one an hour or 2 ago about just using a heat press. So they vary everything from application instructions all the way to some higher level business goals, marketing tips, optimization tips for your Etsy listings, just stuff like that to help you achieve those goals. I'm going to say it again and again and again, because that is what I am here to do, and anything we could do to help you out. Jennifer, if video is freezing, you probably can't hear me say this right now, but you could always try clicking the reconnect button at the top of the browser. That usually fixes it here. The max gang sheet size, James, we're going to get to it. We're going to get to here, and I'll show you how you could find it, because it varies based on your product type. The largest sheets that we offer just all of our custom transfers is actually 22 by 22 inches, but it's on a specific product. And I'll show you how you could find that and get it to go. Jennifer, perfect. Awesome. If you heard me, then hopefully things are working here. We're going to keep rolling on. First up on the agenda is where to find pricing. Now, before we start talking where to find pricing, let's talk about what impacts the pricing. So when we're talking about our instant quote calculator, the pricing is going to be based on a few different criteria. When you're pricing almost anything in the print industry, it's going to be based on how many you need. You're going to see quantity breaks on the vast majority of transfers, what size you're printing at. So that's really dependent for some of our transfers that are priced per square inch. Because then if your graphic is 11 by 11 inches or 10 inches by 10 inches, it's going to be $6. So that's good. That's, kind of easy pricing. Some of it's priced by the size of the sheet. We have standard sheets and we have jumbo sheets, which are that 12.5 by 17.5 size. But I'll show you how you can see that. You don't have to memorize all this stuff like I do. And it's all at your fingertips almost at all times. So we're going to talk about the size of the design. We're going to talk about the numbers of colors used. As we talk about, the bread and butter here at Transfer Express are screen printed plastisol transfers. That's the same exact type of inks that you see traditionally printed right onto the t-shirt. Now, the screen printed transfers allow you to have the quality of screen printing without the mess of inks, emulsion, worrying about your squeegee angle or durometer, or even your screen mesh, or how off contact you are, how big of a mess you're making, or cleaning anything up. No. With just a heat press, you could get that same look, feel, wear, and washability as a traditional screen print with just a heat press. No mess, no setup, no bulky, huge presses that take up your entire garage. No, you can work out of a closet with a heat press. So that's going to be dependent on the number of colors that you're adding. Just like any screen printing, they are printed by each screen. So we have to burn an actual image into one screen, pull ink through it. So every time we have to add a color, that's a new screen. Now, we don't charge any setup fees here. There are no setup fees. There are no hidden fees. You will always pay what you see. There's no like, oh, the only thing that's added on at the end is taxes and shipping. But we're used to that at that point, shipping on, or, buying things online and having things shipped to us, unless Amazon Prime ruins it all with free, but you pay for that anyway in a membership. And it seems like that membership just keeps going up and up and up, right? Right. Now, I also do want to talk about the fabric that you're going to be printing on, because that will kind of force your hand into what transfer type to use. Like I mentioned just a little bit earlier, when we talk about what transfer to use, sometimes if you're printing on a spandex or nylon or one of those kind of, edge case synthetic fibers, that you're going to have to pick the specific transfer type for that project. But we have a great chart that I'll pull up here in a little bit that you could screenshot, and Mike even might be able to drop over in the chat there. Steve, personally prefer vector, so Corel Draw or Illustrator. That's what I love too for putting t-shirt designs together. Of course, vector is always preferred pretty much in almost any type of printing, just because you could scale it, you don't lose resolution, and you don't have to worry about anything being low resolution. So that's great. So the first thing up here is where to find instant quotes. So that is the instant quote button right at the top. You see that little red arrow right there pointing to instant quote. The blue bar at the top of the screen is always there on any page on transferexpress.com. You could always just click instant quote, or live chat if you want to talk to us, or the help center where you could find some of the resources that we'll talk about today, like the what to use when chart, or if you're up in the air on what transfer type to use, there's a great transfer selector tool in there that walks you through all of those questions that we just went over. What are you printing on? How many colors are in your design? How many do you need? Kind of stuff like that. That's going to guide you into choosing the lowest cost and best transfer for the job. But that instant quote right at the top of the screen is going to jump you right to our calculator page. Now, our calculator page is going to look something like this. And I want to break down everything here just to make it kind of easy to understand. Is the green buttons right at the top are your transfer categories. Now, there are also the gang sheet calculator. So if you have a piece of art, say 4 inches by 4 inches, and you're like, yeah, how many of this would fit on a goof-proof gang sheet? It'll actually calculate that for you. And then if you say, this is the full list, this is the full quantity that I need, it'll tell you how many sheets you need to use too. The image resizer, if you need to resize your images and you're wondering how it's going to scale, that's on there as well. Of course, the team numbers and the league numbers calculator are really super cool because whenever you get that team order, it's only just individual names and numbers from the coach. So being able to go in there and figure out how many different packs of numbers you need, because maybe you don't need to buy every single pack from 0 to 9. You might not need that because in all of the numbers on the softball team or something, nobody has a 3 in their number. You don't need to buy that pack of 3. Maybe you need 2 packs of 1 because there's a lot of 31s and 13, 17 that have a lot of 1s in it. Just put all your numbers in there and it's going to be able to tell you that. So that's going to be helping you save costs too, not just finding out the price of custom transfers. But here, if we look at the drop-down menus, is first going to be your transfer type. Now, the transfer type is going to be your goof proof or Elastiprints because we're on screen print here. So this is all of our screen printed transfers. It also includes the reflective, the glow, the puff, the pearl prints, glitter prints, and even the hot foil. So that hot foil application is included in here. Spoiler alert, they're all priced the same if they're screen print transfers. So of course, it's going to vary based on the sheet size and the number of sheets you have, the quantity, of course, and the colors in your design, but they all follow the same exact pricing structure. So if you're unsure if it's going to be pearl prints or goof proof, you could just price it all as goof proof because it's going to shake out to be the same exact price. And then, so let's keep going on down here. And then, of course, your art source. So that was kind of that easy prints, the vector or the non-vector pricing. That's all going to be in there. And so, you know, that's just how you're going to select it. It's going to be on different pricing tiers, and we're going to get into it in just a minute here. Harry, if you reorder a design previously used, are the costs the same? Costs are exactly the same, especially if you're in the exact same quantity. If you ordered 50 sheets last time, you're ordering 50 sheets this time, cost is exactly the same. So only if you're resizing or adding quantity up or down, that's where it's going to change your pricing. But an exact reorder of the exact same quantity, exact same colors in your art, exactly the same as what you paid earlier. Now, there's a caveat to that I want to mention, and I'm going to get a little in depth here, but say you placed it with the vector pricing tier originally. So you uploaded your own custom vector artwork and you paid the vector pricing tier. So there's 3 tiers, the easy prints, the vector, and the non-vector pricing. So if you uploaded a vector file, when you go to reorder it, if you make 0 changes, so you're not adding anything to the sheet, you're not resizing anything, it's actually going to be priced as an easy prints order. So it's actually going to be less cost than if you were to just directly reorder it. Now, if you were directly reordering an easy prints, it's going to be the same cost, but that same goes for raster artwork or vector artwork because we've already prepped it. We've already put it on screens. There is no design time that we have to charge for, which is why there's we have the vector pricing and the raster pricing because we don't want to nickel and dime you with setup fees. We'd rather be transparent about the pricing and just be able to show it to you right there. So we'll just put it in there. Easy prints is faster, Shelly, too. So there are benefits to that. I was primarily focused on cost, so I'm real glad you brought that up. But it does actually ship faster. 1 color easy prints orders ship in 1 day versus if you uploaded vector artwork, it's going to ship in 2, which 2 is pretty much the maximum for screen printed transfers that you're going to get. But if you want it fast, you want it now, and that screen printed using the easy prints easy prints designer is going to be much faster for you to kick that out. Now, a lot of times it is just text or simple elements. And even just in Fort Worth last week, I was working with so many people who would just be talking to me and I'd be designing in the easy view as they were talking to me about some of their customers. And then the wife would walk up or somebody else from the shop would walk up and go, how'd they get our logo or how'd they get that school's logo? We print for them. But I had just custom built in the Easy View Online Designer. I'm going to jump into it a little bit, but it is so powerful. And I come from a design background. It's how I got into the printing industry. But I come from that design background, and I think it is incredibly powerful to just whip together some really customizable designs. And it's just as easy whether you are a designer and used to going from, like we were talking about Corel Draw or Illustrator. It's that same kind of like vector-based workflow, but super, super simplified and loaded full of tons of customizable artwork. But we'll show you that in just a little bit. So once you set out all your stuff here on the pricing calculator, you click that blue calculate button, and then over here on the right-hand side, you're going to see your pricing calculate. Here, I might be covering up some of it. I absolutely am not really, so I'm only covering up the turn time. So it's going to tell you not only the sheet price, so your unit price per sheet, your total quantity that you had configured just as a double check, and then it's going to tell you your total price. This is before tax and shipping. Now, of course, if you have a tax ID, just get that on file with us, and we're not going to charge you tax when you check out. It's going to tell you when you need to order by. So the next order by, at least for here, would have been, for this example, when we built these slides, was 10/7, and it's going to tell you when it's going to ship. All that's going to be live, real time, every time you hit calculate. In our production cutoff for most of our custom transfers, there is 11 a.m. So just make sure it's in by 11 a.m. and this one's going to ship out the next day. So if this was 10/7 this Friday, it's shipping out Monday on the next business day. So one business day, really, really cool to get that through there. Now, at the top of this instant quote page is a link here to the pricing guide. Now, the pricing guide looks like this. It is just pricing charts, all ready to go. I saw a question in there about, oh man, the chats are coming in here so quick. I saw a, let's see, Anna asked, I might have missed this, but if I have an SVG file and I want it to get it in a transfer, what type must I upload it as? You could upload it as SVG. Upload it as SVG, EPS, PDF, AI. The only kind of weird one is a CDR file, or the Corel Draw file. With the Corel Draw file, just export it or save it out as a PDF, and then it'll import okay. It's kind of funny. They're actively working on fixing it, but it's just something weird with the file handling. EasyView Online Designer is built kind of more based on Corel Draw. So I don't know the technicalities of it, but we have an entire dev team dedicated to constantly improving and upgrading the features in our EasyView Online Designer. So yes, let's see. Sean, if your tax ID is on your account and you're still getting charged tax on every order, please contact customer service because they're going to take care of that and we'll refund that to you as soon as we can, because something is probably just glitching out in the system where it's not automatically flagged or automatically set to that. And so we'll double check on that, and our customer service team is going to get that taken care of for you, because we do want to get it there and taken care of for you. DFX files. I would try to upload, if you could export that as a PDF, and it should have absolutely no problems uploading. So, of course, online, here, there's a link right above on the instant quote page for this kind of pricing guide. And this is all of our screen printed transfers. As you can see, the blue, the purple, and the red is our easy prints and blue pricing. The purple is vector pricing and the red is non-vector pricing, which we're going to jump into here in just a little bit and kind of explore the differences between those. If you're unsure of that terminology that I'm throwing around, we don't want you to be left out in the dust, and we'll cover that here in just a second. But you can see the top half of that sheet is for standard gang size sheets. So that's the 11.25 by 14 inches. Then, of course, the larger sheets, which is a money-saving hack all in itself. If you just want that 40% more per sheet, I have a pricing scenario coming up where it's like 20 cents more for 20 cents more per sheet for 40% more space. So if that is including a additional center chest graphic, if you're just doing something kind of like text across the chest, you could easily fit one or two more on there. So it's a great way to save some money if you're looking to kind of really pack stuff together on that gang sheet. And we're going to get going here. So on top of that pricing guide that is online and also included in both our marketing kit and our welcome pack, we want to show you how to find instant quotes. So instant quotes are always going to be here in the EasyView Online Designer at the bottom of the page. So you could kind of see here on this, and I'm going to jump in much more detail and we could go over all of this. But in the bottom left-hand corner, you're going to set your print method, very similar to how we were doing it in that quoting section. Make sure you're selecting if it's something like spot color or full color, so screen printed transfers or full color transfers, and then select your individual product, be it if you're selected screen print, if it's goof proof, Elastiprints, hot split, puff, glow, pearl, foil, you get the idea. If it's any of that, set it right down there in the print method. And then you could select your size too. So if you want to use that jumbo or just standard sheet size, here, this example is using the Ultracolor Pro, which the standard sheet size is 11.5 by 18 inches, which you could see based on that dotted line. You see that dotted line around everything? That's denoting the sheet size. So when you are when you're trying to figure out how much you could fit on your sheet, that dotted line is going to be there and let you know the bounds. And so you could put everything on there as possible. So when you do get your sheets, you're always going to notice there's going to probably be about a 1/2 inch of sheet around of blank space just for the margins. But our printable area on those sheets is this 11.5 by 18 inches for our Ultra Color Pro. You can see the dotted line and put artwork on there accordingly. These two are for our designs that are going to be included in our Toast to Transfers kit. For our holiday version here. And so both of these fit on one sheet, and we'll just send you the whole sheet with the kit. So really, really cool to be included there. And we'll do that. How much for real picture inside of a text? Damon, that depends on what transfer type you're buying. Because if, say, you're ordering Ultra Color Pro just like this, if you just put text up and supply the photo, our designers will clip that in there for absolutely no extra cost. So the price that you see, like that one circled in green right down there at the bottom, this is for 48 full sheets here. So 48 of each one of these graphics. We're talking, 96 total pieces. So that's really great. So it's going to tell you exactly what that cost is going to be. What breaks down to like $3 per image full color. That's going to be sweet. So, but it's going to tell you that all right there. Right down there at the bottom of the page. And then with Ultra Color Pro, your art time is completely included. And I'm even going to tell you how to get into that. Just put it in your order notes section. But that's actually a slide coming up here in just a little bit. So I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves right here. Kathy, don't forget the Glow Gang sheet. I emailed the team as soon as I came back for you, Kathy. I said, Kathy, Mr. Glow. And I think they're working on it, but they could probably hear me through the walls right now. Kathy Taylor needs her glow sheet. We got you, Kathy. Kathy came out to Impression Showdown in Texas. And yeah, we had a ball. So if you want to ask what's the value of going to these shows and kind of hanging out with us, sharing ideas, Kathy lived it less than a week ago, or just exactly 1 week ago. And we had an absolute blast on there. So thank you for coming out, Kathy. Yes, absolutely. Thank you for coming out. And showing up to the webinars. We always love having you in the webinars as well. Your insights, your shop. It was awesome meeting your husband. And so a good shout out. If you come to a live event, I'll give you a shout out in a webinar too. So here we go. We're breaking into these pricing, the different pricing tiers that we have. So here is our Easy Prints pricing. Now, Easy Prints qualifies as any artwork created using our EasyView online designer. That's using any of the 10,000 plus customizable layouts, clip art, fonts. There's a whole text control in there. You could put effects. There's patterns. There's a whole bunch of stuff in there. Yes, this is anything designed in EasyView Online Designer without uploading your own files. So using our artwork. You can see the pricing here has considerable price breaks as we start to get into, say, that 24, even that 18, 12, 18, 24. You could see just how much these are jumping down with just one color and even up to a 4 color. Now, we're going to say this is the best pricing for 1 to 2 color prints. If you're in the higher quantity tier, let's say 24, 36, 3 color is actually going to be the priced right here when you're talking about those quantities. And then once you hit 4, 5, 6 colors, using one of the full color transfer types is going to be a much more economical and cost-effective option to get a similar result. Now, we have 4 colors listed on these pricing sheets because sometimes your customer says, I don't want a full color transfer. I want a screen print transfer. So we want you to be empowered to be able to quickly quote those jobs too and say, absolutely, I have the capabilities to do that for you. Whatever you want, you have it your way. Not like Burger King. Don't come after me for saying that, Burger King. But you could tell your customers that they could have it however they want, if they want that screen printing, but then you're going to be able to quote that effectively and say, it's a little bit added cost, but it is that plastisol ink print. And they're like, you know what? That's exactly what I want. And that's what you're going to be able to give them. So, of course, not just in our EasyView Online Designer, but the Easy Prints Idea Book that's included in our marketing kit has all of this artwork in here too. So that is the catalog of the greatest hits. So the most popular artwork that's used over and over again. And of course, all of the new trending artwork that we're releasing, we always bubble it up to the top of that marketing kit idea book. Now that allows your business to pretty much have a full-scale design studio in your back pocket, and you're able to pitch it to your customers. That when you buy the marketing kit, that idea book is actually personalized to your business, and they do not know at all that Transfer Express exists. So it looks like your business has this huge catalog of artwork and examples that you could show them. And that just helps you sell so much more apparel if you are a custom decorator. Becky, where do you find on the website Easy Prints Designer? It's the Easy View Online Designer. If you click the green button at the top of transferexpress.com, it says Online Designer. It takes you right in there. If you click Order Transfers, it takes you in there. If you hover over Order Transfers and it opens up the menu, you could click on Design Online, and that's going to take you into the Easy View Online Designer. If you hang out for just a little bit, I'm going to jump into Easy View Online Designer, show you how you could get to it, and we're also going to show you how to play with some of the tools in there and these cost-saving hacks too. Adrian, I hope I pronounced that right. The idea book is priceless, and I absolutely agree. The profit potential from just that book alone, combined with the Easy View Online Designer online, is the profit potential is essentially endless. You could go on and on and on about how many people have leveraged that book to close sales with school districts or local businesses, fire departments, or sports teams, leagues, athletic boosters. Like, the sky is the limit. If you bring that book, you sit down with them on that first consultation and go, these are the capabilities, just browse through here. And I'm doing a talk next week on artwork efficiency at Printing United, and that truly is something that the Easy View Online Designer and the Easy Prints Idea Book really helps you with, is just being super efficient on custom designs for your customers. So they could have that huge dream that's like, I want this custom thing in this palm tree, or I want this fire department logo. I want it to say this. Let's put an eagle in here. Whatever they want, you can make it happen very quickly. And we all know in the t-shirt industry, or any industry, that time is money. So when you could save that time and pretty much offer that service almost for free to your customers, your custom ink's not going to do that. They're going to charge for that. All of your competitors are going to charge for that. So automatically, you've just got your foot in the door with possibly a new customer to take their business away from their current supplier, or if they don't have one. And you seem like, even if you're just starting out in the apparel decorating industry, you seem like an absolute pro. They're like, where have you been my entire life? I wish we could have been dealing with you years ago. And that's exactly the power of that Easy Prints Idea Book and the online design. So stay tuned, because I have a special offer for you guys for just hanging out on the webinar about that. Screen printed vector pricing. So this is when you're uploading that EPS file, that AI file, the SVGs. If you're designing in, Affinity Designer, Adobe Illustrator, obviously kind of the industry standard, or Corel Draw. So those are the three major vector-based programs. My favorite, Adobe Illustrator, but if you export that AI file, the SVGs, EPS, pretty much anything you've been throwing to your cutters, if you do have a Cricut or anything at home that you've been uploading, that SVG is usually what you could bring in. But even if you don't have those files and you don't know what a vector file is, and you're like, I'm not going to get an Adobe subscription and I'm not going to be paying a whole bunch of money for this stuff, I don't blame you. It's kind of expensive, and especially if you're not using it every single day, it's not profitable, and it's just another cost, and cost is always risk with your business. So just reduce those costs, use the free online designer, and be able to offer your customers those solutions. But if you are uploading, or say your customer says, hey, we want to include our logo that we already have designed, you could easily upload it into the Easy View Online Designer. Now, this includes all of the artwork fees, all setup fees. Are, like I said, there are no hidden fees here, and this is just the second tier pricing. So it's just a tiny bit more than the Easy Prints pricing. Now, if you don't have vector artwork, that PDF, AI, SVG, anything like those file types, or your customer's not supplying that, and they say, hey, well, we have this old screenshot that I could pull from the website. That's all I've got. That is where non-vector pricing comes in. So this is bitmap or raster artwork, commonly stuff that you found on the web, and you could upload this into the Easy View Online Designer super, super easy. Now, of course, it could include art that you found on the internet. We don't recommend stealing anything, and our team is specifically trained to look for certain licensing and copyright stuff that could get not only you in trouble, but us in trouble. So if there's, when in doubt, we always just email or reach out to you and say, hey, this appears to be copyrighted artwork. Do you have the license for this? And if you do have the license for it, or if you are the license holder, you could say, hey, I totally have this. This is a-okay. Or yes, I have permission from this company, but we actually have a great webinar all on how you could actually get around a lot of that licensing with, number one, without paying for it, and number two, avoiding any legality. So a lot of it's like, I'll just give you a quick teaser here, but say here we're based in Ohio. So if I wanted to print Cleveland Browns t-shirt, I could say Cleveland football in the same team colors, and as long as that's not copyrighted by your local team, which Cleveland football is a lot, that's kind of really broad, so they probably cannot trademark that. But if I say Cleveland Browns, yes, now I'm in trademarked category. They have that trademarked and registered for apparel use. So that's where you're going to get in trouble. Google could be your friend because a lot of this is public information. Gerber Law actually has an awesome, if you just search any professional sports team licensing, it's probably going to show up on the Gerber Law database. They have a great resource to see if you're going to be infringing on those copyrights. And I always just recommend, especially if you're just an LLC or just incorporated, you're a sole proprietor, there's absolutely no reason to take that risk. Just don't do it. We've seen people, we actually know of a print shop that got raided where everything was seized. And now, granted, they overstepped the bounds of a cease and desist and really pushed their luck, but these kind of things actually do happen. We saw it this past March on Etsy. They pretty much went through, and if you had Disney in your product title, they pulled your page, they pulled your product listing down. Some stores even got completely wiped out. If that was your livelihood, and just because you were taking that risk and now you have to start from scratch, even you didn't get anything seized, you still have your heat press, you still have your transfers, you still have your shirts, inventory, everything. But now you have to go back through and start from scratch. It's just not worth it. Just avoid the licensing because people will come after you, especially people like Disney or the NFL or the MLB. They will absolutely come after you because, yes. Absolutely. Yeah. The owner of the copyright is going after everyone with a smiley face, left and right. Absolutely. Yep. There are even kind of copyright trolls. I don't think that's the right word for them, but they buy up a whole bunch of these trademarks and copyrights so that they could just search the internet, and they have, they just follow Google Trends or have something always scrubbing the internet. When something pops up, they go, hey, I own that license, so you're going to have to pay me to license it. And either you do or they don't, and then you send them a cease and desist, and then they will pursue legal action against you if you don't stop. So yes, Freddie, a lot of it came right back. So Etsy, it's really hard for them to police it, and they would kick 90% of a lot of their apparel storefronts off if they did that. So I think it was like a warning shot to the people using that licensed apparel, especially Disney, because Disney does pursue a lot of those trademarks. As you could tell, even they're they're still holding out on Mickey Mouse in Congress here in the United States to still hold on to the copyright so that doesn't enter the public domain. So they obviously want to be making money off that. And yes, it was kind of a warning shot, but it all flooded right back in. And I'm sure probably sometime in the next 6 months, Etsy's going to do the same exact thing again and go smack everybody's hands and say, guys, stop doing it. You're using copyrighted content. Because Etsy could get in trouble as the actual owner of that storefront too. So that's where they could get in trouble. They're trying to protect themselves and the people who make money on their site. So that's kind of a, I don't want to say a big deal, but a big deal. So we talked about our easy prints pricing. We talked about our vector pricing, and we talked about our raster uploads. No hidden fees, no setup fees, no additional art charges for any of those. So there was that question that went earlier here on, say, the non-vector pricing. So I want to put a photo behind some text. Now, what you could do, that's going to be this non-vector pricing because a photo is a non-vector file. A bitmap, we're talking JPEGs, TIFFs, PSDs, AI, or not AI, PNGs, and pretty much anything you find on the internet or a digital photo. So a digital photo is going to be a raster or bitmap file. And so you're going to be paying this tier for anything. So if you just say you send us the file, you send the text of what you want it to be in the font and say, I can't clip the text in here. Could you put this photo behind the text? Our designers absolutely will take care of that for you for no added charges. So right here, the last bullet point, if you need the designer's help, use the order notes and let us know, because this is where they will take even a napkin sketch. You could upload just a little stick figure sketch and say, I want this to be a football player running with a football, diving for a touchdown. And our artists are going to make that happen for you, all included in the pricing here. So that's in there. And you can still see there's some considerable price breaks on that. I see everybody talking about the licensing now. We're going to have to redo that webinar then in one of these ones coming up. So this, you may have seen, is our what to use when guide. Now, our what to use when guide is based on the best option for you to use as a general baseline, we'll say. So say you just need one quantity or one ink, less than 6 quantity. If you have a cutter at home, a vinyl cutter, heat transfer vinyl is going to be the way to go. But as soon as you jump up into 2 or 3 colors, now you're going to be wasting a lot of time. Not only say wasting, but you're going to be spending a lot of time layering that vinyl and weeding it out. So that's when we're going to jump to our Ultra Color Max. Now, alternatively, say you have 12 single color images and you don't have time to weed. Obviously, you could go jump into the screen printed plastisol transfers. Definitely the way to go. And this is mostly broken down based on cost, but also some of the decoration methods. So just like let's zero in on that orange right there and say cotton, polyester, cotton poly blends, goof-proof, hot split retro. But if you're printing on 100% polyester, use Elastiprints. Just like that. Ultra Color Max, great for cotton polyester, cotton poly blends, and tri-blends. And just recently, we approved it for spandex. So Ultra Color Max can be used on spandex. We test all of our transfers here. If you're brand new to Transfer Express, test all of our transfers when applied correctly to 50 plus wash dry cycles, which is considered in the apparel decorating industry as the standard lifespan of a garment. So we test to that standard lifespan of a garment to ensure that the colors are going to look great, that it's not going to see premature cracking or it's going to be peeling off of the fabric of the t-shirt. No. I have the shirt that I printed on my first day working here at Transfer Express that's coming up on 2 years old, washed probably once every week at its, it's looking great. Still looks like the day I printed it. Absolutely fine. It has Elastiprints on it as well as goof proof. So both of those on it looks fantastic. Really, really love the quality. And if you've never seen our quality, never printed it for yourself, we always offer free samples that you could get free samples, test it on your heat press, and just throw them in the washer and dryer. One of the huge benefits of coming to see us at any trade show is that I would say at 99% of them, we are printing live on site, and you're going to leave with a t-shirt and a goof proof, or even a goof proof and an Ultra Color Max and an Ultra Color Pro t-shirt. We're printing tons of different print methods, and you could see them live in action, guided by us, or we could have you do it yourself. You could show off being a pro, even to see cool stuff like the tag along platen. You see it all live on site at events. So this what to use when guide, Mike might be able to link here in the chat, but you could also find it on transferexpress.com in the help center. But this is a great guide to have. I believe it's included in all of the marketing kits as a printout, but it's just a great, easy reference chart when you're unsure of what transfer type to use for the specific job. Just have your quantity and your colors, and bam, you're all set on there. Antoinette, of course, neon colors can be printed. We do have neon goof-proof colors. You could see them in the color selector swatch book, or if you go to the help center and look at all of the ink colors for our screen printed transfers online. We do recommend printing some of them on lighter colors because darker colors kind of make it look not as bright and vibrant. But of course, if you want it bright and vibrant and you have to be printing it on a black or like navy shirt, you could just back it in white. So just have white printed behind it, and it's going to be super, super vibrant. But then, of course, you're paying for 2 colors instead of just one, if that's what it's going to be. Why shouldn't you use Ultra Color? That is, I've been purchasing for 3 colors, small order, 20 to 40 pieces. Yes, there's 2 types of Ultra Color. I would absolutely believe that you would be using Ultra Color for, say, like 3 up to 36 quantities. So it's just pricing. That's where that line is drawn there, right on that border of like Ultra Color Max, Ultra Color Pro, and screen printed transfers. This is where we found to be the most cost-effective option. So that's why we have goof proof still at 3 colors, because 3 colors at 36 quantity and above, it shakes out very similarly to the Ultra Color Pro. Now, of course, like I mentioned, this is simplified, and you could always get into the nuances of like, well, Ultra Color Max, if I'm just printing a tiny logo that's priced per square inch, I have to buy 200 of them to even meet the minimum. And yes, absolutely. That is a kind of, that's definitely a case-by-case basis. That's why I say this is a great starting point. But something that you prefer or your customers prefer is always going to take priority over what this chart's actually going to show you. So, but when we're talking about this is great because this is going to lead us right back into that we're just going to be putting it back into the next the next slide that I have built here is that that specific scenario. Now, of course, you could get into EasyView Online Designer or those pricing calculators that we just showed you and price these out specifically. So let's look at this case study for this one example. Kevin, goof-proof means our screen printed transfer. We call it goof-proof because you have to be a goof to mess it up, mess up printing it. It has such a wide application envelope from 365 degrees. And then if you're printing on 100% polyester, you could go down as low as 325. At 365 degrees, it applies in 4 to 6 seconds. And it is so super simple to apply. It also peels so super easy. It's a hot peel. It is the best screen. I've tried pretty much every screen printed transfer out there. And of course, you're going to be like, Dave's biased. He's working for Transfer Express. But I have yet to find a softer touch, more durable, and easy to apply transfer than goof-proof. It's been the bread and butter from Transfer Express for over 30 years. So it is trusted by hundreds of thousands of apparel decorators every single year. People have built their entire brand on the back of the goof-proof transfers. Now, they are a screen printed transfer. So Plastisol ink, the same exact inks that you're typically screen printing on t-shirts. And if you go pull a graphic t-shirt out of your closet, it most likely is Plastisol ink. Our Plastisol ink emulates more of a soft hand feel. So it's not heavy, it's not thick. If you haven't tried it, request a sample right now today. They are absolutely free, and we'll ship it out to you tomorrow, and you're going to be able to do it. A unicorn is not a trademark, Shelia. I would only imagine that stylized unicorns, like if it's like a, I don't know, like a My Little Pony unicorn, if there was an actual unicorn. I should know more about unicorns. My daughter loves unicorns, so I should absolutely know more about unicorns. But I imagine just like, a unicorn is not trademarked. So yeah, Heather, have Mike throw in the link. Mike, could you throw the link in here for the sample page for free samples? Because samples are free here at Transfer Express, and we would love for you to test the quality for yourself. And then you're like, wow, that was so super easy. I am a goof, and this is goof proof. This looks fantastic. So we'll do that. So let's jump back into this case study here with this graphic. So Believe, Team Davis, super on point here for October. You need 24 quantity, 1 color transfers. It's all just this pink size, and the size is 6 inches wide by 11 inches high. There's Mike's link right there to the free samples. Thank you, buddy. See, that's why Mike is important behind the scenes. I know I have a lot of the flash, but Mike makes these things possible. So give Mike a round of applause at the end of this. So 24 quantity, 1 color transfers, and our size is 6 inches wide by 11 inches high. If we are looking up here, we are seeing that our goof-proof screen printed transfers could fit 2 per sheet. That's that 11 1/4 inch by 14 inch sheet. We could fit 2 of these up per sheet. And then 12 of them, because then we only need 24 quantity. So we only need 12 sheets if we could fit 2 per sheet, is coming out to $5.21 per sheet. That's our Easy Prints pricing on that for $62.52 in total cost, right? So that's $2.61 each. If we were to do this in Ultra Color Max, being a lower quantity, so 24 quantity, that would be 66 square inches with that 11 by 6. It's priced at 6 cents a square inch. So it's coming out to $3.96 each. So you're at a $95 total quantity. So that's almost 27 or almost $30, more than $30 of extra cost. Now that could be extra cost in your profit, in your profit margin, right in your pocket, or that $30 could be the pricing that now has priced your customer to a competitor, where they go, we were really looking to have them around this price. And so this is just one way to find that kind of balance in there. Now, yes, Ultra Color Max is great. It's a full color transfer. It does not go up with the more colors that you have in your design. None of our full color transfers do. That's why they're priced differently than our screen print transfers that are priced per ink color. But they still have quantity breaks except Ultra Color Max. And that's why with no quantity break, that 6 cents per square inch pricing, that you're paying more for essentially a very similar transfer. So this is just one of those scenarios where it dances on that line, which is kind of tricky when we get into it. But we wanted to make that chart as easy to follow and as simple as possible to just look, trace your coordinates of how many colors, how many quantity you need, and be able to have a nice ballpark of what transfer you're going to need. So let's talk about choosing the right product with our Ultra Color Max. Since we brought it up and we've been talking predominantly about screen printing here, let's talk about Ultra Color Max. Now, Ultra Color Max, I don't see the slide on my end. Do you guys see a slide? Could you just confirm that to me? That this is still working properly. I always struggle technologically here sometimes, but it should say choosing the right product. If you see choosing the right product, give me a thumbs up or say hi. I see Tim Dennison coming in. Awesome. Kevin, Tara, thank you guys so much. Yes, I got it. Thank you guys for letting me know. All right. I don't see it on my end, but I'm going to go through here. This is why I print them out too. So choosing the right product with Ultra Color Max, we have live pricing here in Easy View. So you don't need a gang sheet, and it's not actually going to show you. So right up on the edit menu, if you could see, we have this Hello Fall graphic selected. So in the edit menu right there, we do have sizing available. So you could see that this one is 10 inches by approximately 9 inches, and that's going to be the selection size. Now we have the boots with the American flag up there in the corner as well, with a few of those extra Hello Fall graphics. And so if you actually look right next to where we were selecting our product type in Easy View Online Designer, that it's going to show you your total size all right there. So the total size is going to be 15.4 by 11.3 inches. So that's going to update when you are using Ultra Color Max and our CAD prints. So the only two transfer types that don't come on sheets or are sold by the sheet, we'll say, that they do not display a sheet size. Even though the maximum size is 22 by 22 inches, it's going to let you build as many groups of artwork as you want for simplicity. If you're doing just one, just put one up there and then you're just paying per square inch on that. But if you want to group things together and say, like for this one, you need a few of these smaller graphics and a few of the bigger graphics, but you're still in a super low quantity where like everything's right around that $25 range for like your total sheet size, which like you probably can't see. Maybe it's right above where my head is. I can't see how the display actually is showing, but you'll see your pricing here as well. So let me just turn off my video to show you if I am blocking that price. But you can see that it's priced right here at $42. So it's going to show you in that bottom right-hand corner your price, how much price it is per image. So say if you were just doing one image, multiple sheets, it's going to tell you your pricing, your total price, and your actual individual image price. And then it's going to tell you your ship date too. So really, really cool. Everything is all right in there. So you have not only your selection size in the edit menu, but you have your total size in the bottom menu. And then over on the right-hand side, you have your pricing. So if I was covering that up, now I'm back and I'm covering it up. Let's start talking about some cost-saving tips here before I really kind of jump into Easy View. I guess, yeah, I could jump in here. Let's jump into some cost-saving tips, and then I'll cover some of these cost-saving tips here in Easy View Online Designer. So this one, first off the bat, is screen printed transfer color changes. So this is a great way to put things together and save money, because then you get the total quantity break instead of saying, so like for this example that we're going to use, you need 24 with black ink and 48 with white ink. Okay. Well, instead of buying an order for 24 and paying the 24 piece quantity, if you remember those pricing charts that we showed you, now you are paying the total of 72. So instead of paying 24 separately and 48 separately, you are paying the total quantity price of 72, giving you a much larger price break. That's going to reduce your cost, increase your profit, and you're going to be putting more money back in your pocket. Now, ink changes here. Color changes. So that pretty much is like washing out the screen. You're effectively replacing one complete color with a different color. So just like this field day graphic, it's in black and then it shifts over to white. It is the same exact image that it's just $15 per order. So that extra added $15 for the ink change when you select it, it's going to show you all that in Easy View. And that's going to be on the next slide here. But when you do that next step, it is calculating your total quantity then. So it is still going to be cheaper, like I'll show you right here. So one order, less than two orders, two separate orders. I want you to save some money. So this is the next menu. You see it outlined in green right here, add color change. You could always tell where you are based in the Easy View Online Designer, based where you are on the top. There are 1, 2, 3. You could kind of see it right above the field day graphic in that white bar. There's design, options, and then review. So this is in the options step. You have to click next by your price after you're done designing, and you're going to get to this option. You could click color change. Now, it's same design, different colors, and of course, lower cost. It says that right there. So if you remember this kind of in the back of your mind a couple months down the road, you're like, man, Dave was talking about those color changes that one day. This is where they are. You're going to see it, and it still reminds you. So you're going to click add color change. That's going to take you to something that's going to look like this. Now, you can see here on this left-hand side, it's going to break it down, and you could add effectively infinitely amount of colors as you want here. As long as it's the same image, it's not changing, and all of the colors are switching over. So here we have the first one. Our base design was that orange base color with a white ink. So here, our orange apparel color with white ink. Now we've set up the color change, the one that we have selected that says color change 1 with yellow apparel and black ink. Then you could just go in there and type in your specific quantities. If you want to, for your own sanity, I do this too, that you could actually click on both of those and switch back and forth to make sure that you have them set up right and set with the right colors. That, oh, my ink color is going to be white on this colorway. It's going to be black on this colorway. It's going to notify you if you have any duplicates. And so like, you're not going to accidentally order 2 colorways of black with an ink change. The system will say, hey, wait, it looks like you have a matching color change. Either delete that, so we're not charging you a $15 fee if you don't need it, or update the color accordingly to the color that you do need so you don't run into any issues, and this is going to be a little bit quicker. So, and I see you guys saying thank you. This is awesome. This is what it's here for. I'm happy to help. I really, truly am happy to help you guys out and saving money for this, because this is something that is used quite often in EasyView Online Designer. So just like this. So let me break down the cost here. If we were going to do a 48-piece order, it's going to be $113 or $111. I'm sorry. 48 pieces is $111. 24 pieces is $78. So that's $189 if we ordered them separately, okay? So even with the $15 fee, if we merge them together to do a color change, at 72 total quantity, we get that price break. So we're at a lower per piece price, and we're at $155. So we're saving almost $40, even though we're paying that $15 ink change fee, just because we are maximizing or truly we're minimizing our print cost by using the ink change. So yes, get it saved, saving you money and saving you time, getting the orders to you in the same exact turn time frame, and you're able to produce those and sort them and make your customers happy. Rodney, what's the best transfer for very fine detail? I am going to say 2 of them. So our screen printed goof-proof transfers could get some really great detail, but with super, super fine text or super, super fine details, because it is an actual plastisol ink that you're kind of liquefying when you hit it with the heat press, there is a little bit of expanding with the inks. And so you might see closure in small text. We do have tools in EasyView Online Designer that you could kind of like gauge the sizing of some of your elements, but also UltraColor Max could achieve super fine detail, but not so fine because then our system is going to flag it. So usually for our UltraColor Max or Goof-Proof, depending on what you need, almost all of our transfer types could get really, really nice fine detail. But yeah, usually I still say like keep the fonts at 16 point for readability. Some of those inside tag prints look completely fine underneath that, but just know that you might have some spots filling in. You're still going to completely be able to read it. It's just not going to be, that the A or the O is going to be filled in the center. That's the only thing you really have to worry about. We have those minimums, like I mentioned, in EasyView Online Designer. So I want to show you how this is actually going to work. I'm going to swap on over to our EasyView Online Designer at transferexpress.com to be able to show you this here. So let me just jump in right here, and you should see EasyView Online Designer, or not EasyView, you should see transferexpress.com all right here on the homepage. I do want to point out that, the holiday edition of Toasted Transfers, I know I personally am looking forward to, all right here. But where I was mentioning before how we could get to EasyView Online Designer right here. There's this green button right here and the order transfers button. So if you click on order transfers, it's going to take you there. Or if we navigate down here to the EasyView Online Designer icon, Online Designer, and we could click on that too. That instant quote that I was talking about earlier, right up there at top. So let's go ahead and jump in here. We'll go EasyView Online Designer. Now we could show you this kind of same scenario that we were looking at. I'm just going to go ahead and grab some artwork here and add layout. Of course, if you've never seen EasyView Online Designer, I I put together an awesome video series that's, I want to say, like 16 or 17 bite-sized videos that you could find as a playlist on our EasyView online or our YouTube channel under Transfer Express. And then we also have a few webinars where I go in here and do a whole bunch of stuff in here, but it's like an hour-long content, not as easy to digest on demand. But if you're hanging out here with me, it is very, very similar in the same exact format where we're all in here doing this stuff. So I'm just going to go in and click Add Layout. Let's just go ahead and grab one of these layouts here, and let's run this very similar scenario for what I was looking for. So we need 72 total pieces, but here is 48 quantity. And here you see that $111 that I mentioned earlier. So let's keep some mental tabs on our numbers here. So 48 quantity, 111, and then I need 24 with white ink. So if I do that, I click 24. You see that's $78, and you could just change your ink right here. Just click white ink, and we've changed this over to white ink. Of course, your apparel color is all right here. Let's just say it's going on blue. So here we go, just one image on our gang sheet. You see that gang sheet that I was talking about earlier, all denoted by this dotted line. And of course, when you select something, it's going to give you this bounding box. So this is where you could kind of scale it. Or if you needed a specific size, you could just go here and say, I need this at 11 inches. And it's going to pop it right in and tell you the specifics of the size. If you need to kind of squish it if you want, you absolutely could do that too, or undo. All right, there's the primer in EasyView. I know I'm already at an hour. We're going to be getting through this as quickly as we can. And I thank you guys for hanging out with us. I have a reward for you for hanging out. So let's get into that ink change step. So here, oh man, you can't see me. I'm going to go away. Here, I'm just going to close my video for a second. So you could see here that we have at the bottom, we have our pricing, we have our price per image because that's per sheet, and we have our ship date. So 10/17, that's what, Monday that's going to ship out because we missed production cutoff today. So this is going to be like it's placed in the like tomorrow morning. Tara says, probably a dumb question, but the apparel, no dumb questions here. The only dumb questions are the ones you don't ask. So this is an awesome question. I didn't even read it, but it's going to be an awesome question. The apparel color is just for our convenience in viewing, but we will only receive the ink color chosen on the transfer, right? Right. Absolutely, that is correct. Just so you could kind of, when you're designing, it's awesome to be able to visualize like, oh, on a midnight navy, or if this is going to be a teal garment, and like, I want to grab this and make this like, it is like going to be a green. Is it going to stand out a little bit? Yes. So you could still kind of see things as you go through here. It will print, and it's actually going to show you this in like the last step, what it's going to look like without the background color. But yes, Tara, you're absolutely right. Absolutely right. So here we go. 24 white ink. We're going to go next. This is that color change menu here. See here, options at the top of our screen right here, options. Perfect. And now we're not in the review step, but the review step, say if we went to the review step, that's what you see. What you see is what you're going to get. You see that we dropped that background color off there, and we are just solid with the inks that we have printing on this kind of off-white gray. If you're printing with cement inks, I apologize. It's very hard to see, but I promise your artwork is there. I absolutely promise your artwork's there. So here, we're back in our option step. Let's add color change. Just as easy as this. This is our first base design. So let's say add color change. Now we needed what? I think I'm going to reverse it from our other example, but say 48 in black. So black, or no, let's say it's going to be white with black ink. So I just changed it there. And you can see I could click back to my original, my base, what was there. And here I changed my background color to white, change the ink color to black. We can even change it to yellow. So it's, or celery. Oh, that's real bright. Let's do Tennessee orange. So me in my dark room here, I'm not going blind looking at this thing. So here you can see that we have our two colors here. And now it's giving us our total pricing, that $155 that I was talking about. Now our review step's going to break all of this down. So it's going to say that we have 72 total images. This is our quantity for our base design, so still 24. So you want to check down here to see your total images. It's going to tell you you have a $15 color change charge, and that's all right in here. And it's going to tell you what your color change is, black. No cut apart. So if you do want to cut apart in the option step here, you could just click cut apart. We're going to cut them apart for you. This is kind of, let's see, this is too large to cut apart because it's only one per sheet. But let's say you had two per sheet and there was a straight line passing through them. We could cut them apart for you too for just an additional fee. But it's going to show up. It's always going to price this for you. So all right here, this is your review step. This is your final proof to see before you push it in. Get confidence that your artwork looks correct. Check your spelling. Now, if something's like clearly spelled wrong, I don't want to say all the time, but most of the time our designers will catch that and somebody's going to reach out and be like, hey, did you mean to spell athletic that way? But I don't want to guarantee it because sometimes we do miss it, but we're always trying to look out for you and help your business succeed. So here is your total pricing, tells you based on your total sheets or images. So say even if we had this one like smaller and we had the same sizing in there, let's just go over here and you're going to see that in this review step that it's actually going to be auto ganging these up on the sheet for you. I kind of briefly touched on that a little bit earlier here in the presentation, but all right here, this is where you get that super easy gang sheeting. We're going to try to save you money in case you're not going to be fully maximizing the space on your sheet. We're going to be able to do that for you. So let me go back. I'm going to pop back in here too, and we're going to pop back through the slides, and we're going to get going on the rest of our slide presentation here. And I'll jump back into EasyView Online Designer here in just 1 minute too. So cost saving tips, the price breaks. So another great thing about EasyView Online Designer is it's actually going to tell you when you could save money. So I'm going to turn my screen off again so you could see that I'm not covering it up here. Is that it's actually going to warn you could save $28 by increasing your order quantity to at least 144. So whenever you're right on that quantity break, even if you don't have the price guide in your hand, EasyView is going to tell you how you could save money. And that is a huge win, especially when like here. So just by ordering a couple more, we're actually spending less money. And I love this so much that I'm going to jump back into EasyView Online Designer and kind of show you exactly where we're going to, where we could see this in play. Let's go. We'll pop it back up and we'll open this. So like here, let's just say that we have like 11. I just need 11 of these, right? Well, here at the bottom of the screen, it's going to say save $848 by increasing your quantity to at least 6. Well, I'm still super small here. So let's make this back big and we'll pull it back in here. So like if we just go to 12, you can see how much our quantity actually drops. So here it is. What's going on? It's reading. Oh, it's still reading the color change for me. Let me go in here. We don't need to do that. Yep. I'm trying to pull a completely different example while I still have artwork all pulled up. So here we go. If we go here and we say I want 11 quantity, we're actually, if we bump this up to 12, so we're at $106 and it's telling you, you're going to save $43 by ordering one more transfer. So even if that transfer is just an extra transfer to hang around, or I always like ordering extras because with like heat pressing and on demand, you store those transfers because almost on every single order I've ever done of apparel, even when I was doing huge bulk runs, at the end of the day, once the team or the group hands out all the shirts, somebody goes, man, I forgot to order one. I really, really want one. Could I get an extra? And if you're going to reset up a screen printing press for that, that is like, yeah, man, but you're going to pay like $60 for me to reset this job up to print you one additional one. So here with some extra transfers, you could go, absolutely, we'll print you another one. Just order the garment in, slap it on the heat press, and print an extra shirt for literally no added cost because they already paid for this and you saved money. So let's just say, let's click save me money and see what happens. Now we're going to go to 12 quantity and we jump down to $62. We went from 100 something, right? 106 by adding one more. I'm just typing in 12 quantity here, jumps down to $62. So EasyView is going to save you money. We are not in the business of ripping you off. We are in the business of helping your t-shirt business succeed. And by maximizing your print cost, or minimizing your print cost, really, we're maximizing our profit. And we want you to be able to take full advantage of that, right? Right. I'm going to go back to the chat and I want to talk about our slides here just one more, and then I'm going to jump back over into EasyView Online Designer, and we're going to round this thing out here in just a couple minutes. So here, that's this example showing you on the bottom. This just blows it out a little bit so you could see, save $28, and you could just click save my money and it will apply that recommended change here. Awesome. Yeah, feature is absolutely awesome. I absolutely love it in there. If you want to print on a clear glass mug or candle container, the best product for it is actually our full color stickers. So if you go to full color transfers and then just select all-purpose sticker, and it is dishwasher safe. We've thrown them into the dishwasher a whole bunch of times. Yes, there's not a specific transfer for it, but it is an adhesive transfer per se, and be able to order those with the same artwork in our EasyView Online Designer here too. So you could put anything in there and you could order them at pretty much any size. I actually did, man, I don't have one by me, but if you go search on our YouTube video, our YouTube channel for packaging, have a great packaging example where I actually took like a shipping tube and I made a sticker, measured it, and wrapped it so it is like a cool little packaging design for rolling up a t-shirt and putting a t-shirt in it. But it was like for an automotive sports kind of printing company. And so it looked like an old vintage oil can. And all I did was do it with the all-purpose sticker. So they are really limitless for what you could do based on, drinkware, mugs, stuff like that. Because it's dishwasher safe. You really have to like peel it off. If you want to make bumper stickers and put it on your car, that's not coming off your car. That's staying on your car. So if you want something really durable that's going to hold up to wear and tear, even we've seen people put them on like use them for like makeup packaging on the lids that get touched every single day. And they hold up real great and strong. And yeah, you could use the same exact artwork that you've been using in EasyView Online Designer to use those too. So now I have to talk about it. We talked about it a little bit, and that is gang sheeting. So gang sheets are the bread and butter on how you're going to really minimize your print cost and maximize your profit using screen printed transfers. When you're using the screen printed transfers, you are buying that entire sheet. So fill it up. Fill up that entire sheet and maximize the space. Take full advantage of us because we're not charging you for how much, we're charging you for the sheet, not how much ink you use. So if you want to put everything on that sheet, that's it. That's how you do it. I think someone's talking about how to sell because I saw it start with twice the cost of the transfers. The average markup. I always do cost times two. So take the cost of the garment. This is going to be a little sidetrack. I'm going to try to get through this as quick as possible. Take the cost of the garment and take the cost of the transfers, put that together. So say like if this one here, for this example that we have pulled up, it's $1.80 in print cost. Say our blank garment is $3. So it's $4.80 for all of the printing that we're doing on this thing, plus our garment that was $3. So $4.80, double that. So you're going to be at what? $9.60 is what you're going to probably sell this for. Now, $9.60, only because I went through this pricing scenario with this exact example last week, that I know that if you went to Custom Ink or Rush Order Tees or some other online humongous commercial print shop, and if your customers tried to order these, they're going to be $13. So we are automatically undercutting the national competition. Now, you are a local supplier. You have that hands-on personalized service. You have all of those custom designs that you could roll right into the cost because it took you 20 minutes to put it together at max instead of spending 2 hours in Illustrator, that you could almost offer that design service as just like hey, first order, the design's on me. Next order, it's just $20 for design or whatever you want to charge. You don't even have to charge for design because if you're getting it for free from Transfer Express, hey, right there, that's fine. Or you want to pay off buying that full marketing kit, go, yeah, first design's free. Next design's going to be $50. And they're like, yeah, that's cool. I don't care. So here for this example, yes, if it's $1.80 in print cost, you see at the bottom of the screen that I have circled. I'm covering up some of this too, so I'll disappear for a second. So yeah, 25 total sheets, 50 shirts. So $1.80 in print cost, a $3 blank, $4.80, $9.60 is what you should sell this t-shirt for. If you are selling that wholesale, that's kind of your baseline. If you are selling it retail, the sky's the limit. Whatever you think the price is and whatever you think your customers are going to pay for a 3-location shirt like this. And if this was, your bicycle shop and you're selling this as merch, man, what, $18? You're making hand over fist profit, $15 profit on every shirt you sell. That's pretty good. I mean, that's why we're in the t-shirt industry, right? We make hand over fist profit. Vanessa, I saw your question right there at the top. Size for that inside tag print that we have printed on the shirt is actually 2.5 by 2.5 inches. I think it might be 2.25 inches by 2.25 inches, but it's under 2.5 by 2.5 or right around in that area. That's typically what I recommend for that inside. Hey, look, there's one on the shirt I'm wearing, but on that inside tag print right there. So with this gang sheet, this is a jumbo sized gang sheet. So we were able to fit 3 print locations twice. We have 2 of those back prints for the Palm Bay bicycles. We have the smaller gear logo, the ride bikes, 2 of those on one sheet, right? So this is maximizing your printing potential right here. We have 3 total print locations. So the inside tag, the left chest print, and then the back print, all on one sheet. Not just once, but twice. So we're fitting 2 shirts on one jumbo sheet. So we need 50 shirts. We're only ordering 25 sheets of our jumbo size. Super easy. And if you see right above the D right here on that picture of the gang sheet, there's actually another print there. So if that's going on aprons or maybe some shop towels or even hats, some foam front trucker hats or something like that, you have that extra print that I'm not even considering in that $1.80 print cost, only because I know that at 25 quantity at our jumbo sheet size, easy prints artwork with one color, it's $3.60 per sheet. So I literally just chopped it in half. That's all I did. And so I'm effectively just talking about the front and the back print. Even the inside tag print is free at this point. You can see how much profit you could pack in these. And it's not small artwork. I'm not trying to pull a fast one on you. That left chest print is 4.5 by 2.3 inches. I'm getting 2 per sheet. The full back print is 11 by 6 inches, which is a full back print. I'm fitting 2 of those per sheet. The inside tag print, I'm fitting 4. So everything from small to extra large, I'm able to fit on there. And even if I wanted to do 2X or any extended sizing, I don't have to print that, the hat print, that free print, which that could be your logo. If your customer's paying for the sheet, put some little shoulder prints, some little sleeve prints or upper back prints to put your own branding or your own brand's tag. Because then if you're branding your own tees, people are looking into them when it goes to a festival or you're printing for a farmer's market. They look inside and a couple years later, they go, man, I really love this t-shirt that I got. It's still holding up really good. But, you know, the softball team needs t-shirts. Where should I go? Oh, it's printed in there. The marketing potential that is absolutely free if you're talking about the pricing on this order here. So let's jump over into EasyView Online Designer. I want to show you how to do this. And let's see. So Kelly just asked before I jump over, some of my client wants a sample or 2 before they bulk order. Could I order a few designs first and then order the bulk? Absolutely. That's what Ultra Color Max is going to be great for. But like Mike just said, we do have a minimum of 6 sheets. So if you want to do screen printed orders, you're going to have to order at least 6. But Ultra Color Max has zero. It does not have a minimum. So you could order, it's just going to be a different print method. So it's great for prototyping or like photos like that, but it's just going to be a different quality of print. So the Ultra Color Max is a direct to film print versus a plastisol print. So you could kind of judge them by it. And that's what like having the marketing kit is great for, because usually those small, hey, like if they're worried about selling them, that's kind of, you're getting into some murky water. If it's like, I just want 2 to see if I could sell the 2, because then now you don't even have all the sizes. What are you going to have, like a large or like a average size that people are going to buy, like, or wear them around the office to see if other people are going to be invested in them? Like, yeah, that's maybe a different thing. But most of the time, the customer doesn't really care how the sausage is made or what kind of print it is. They just care that their logo is on a shirt. So if you are okay, and as long as you tell them, you bring the marketing kit and say, this is what it's going to feel like when you do the bulk order, but this is what I could produce for you in low quantities. You have those capabilities. And here at Transfer Express, we are standing by to support you. So if that makes sense. So over into EasyView Online Designer, we get to go. And our screen is already here. I am just going to, I could kind of hang out here. I'm going to be looking kind of to the side, and I'm going to be covering up some of the EasyView. So I'm going to turn my video off here, and we're going to get back into it as we go. So I just want to show you about gang sheeting. So what I'm going to do here is just go to a brand new session. I'm just going to restart the entire session so I don't get caught up in those ink changes that I was doing here. And so here, so let's just say, let's add a layout and start building a gang sheet. So let's just see what we could all put on here. Let's say these are all of our promo layouts, all brand new. As we go down the list. Yeah, ooh, a lot of Halloween stuff here, but let's grab this one. So just to show you how easily customizable EasyView Online Designer is, this is essentially what you have to do. So just double click. If you've never used it here, just double click and we'll just change the text. Whoop. Just gonna change it here to Lakewood. That was the high school I went to. So we can kind of pull this over here, and now I'm covering up some of this stuff, so that's fine. I could just rotate it around, and there we go. All fine. Of course, all of this text is the same. You could double click and change it to whatever you want. If you don't want this eagle in here, you could easily swap the eagle out. You could do whatever you want. So let's say we need these for, yeah, a back print or something, or left. Let's run through all of them. Let's just say we need this size to 11 inches. So I want to click resize proportionately. So we lock our proportions, and let's say 11 inches. So let's see how many I can fit on here. Now, this is another cool tip. When you see this artboard dotted line size right here, let's just say artboard, and we're going to go to portrait. Now we're going to grab this one, and we could just start arranging this. Let's see how many we could fit here. So one, oh, yeah, let's swap it around and really kind of pack on the profit potential. There's 2. So we got 2 all right in here. And now we would just cut this out with our scissors. all right there, just swooping on in there. And I'll tell you this, the transfer paper, if you haven't cut it, it's like wrapping paper when it starts to slide. It's just fun. So say let's do some left chest now. All I'm doing is all essentially that I did, I'll just delete this one out to show you what I did, is I just selected that circle logo, home of the Flying Eagles, and I hit Control C, Control V. So copy and paste. Or you could go up here and click duplicate in our object menu, and that's going to duplicate this out. So let's take this one. Let's frame this out a little bit better so we could make this little eagle guy cool and look great for a left chest print. We'll rotate it back around. So that's going to be kind of how it's going to be placed. And let's make this 3 inches or so as a circle for left chest for high school. That should be A-okay, perfectly fine. So here we go. We've already put a whole bunch of stuff right here. I'm just going to swoop this around so that we have a little bit more clean space to cut right through here. And now let's start doing some inside tag prints. So we can fill out our sizing here too, all that stuff that I talked about, but let's add those inside tag prints. Add layout, dealer only, shirt tags. So let's grab this one. This is the same layout that I was using in that example that we asked about. And this one is at 2.3 by 2.27 inches. So that is the exact size that I had it printed there. Here, we'll just do the same thing, exactly like what we did on all of those other ones. You could double click and change it to whatever size you want. So large, medium, I'm not going to change all the sizes, or like you could change this 50-50 to 100% cotton, put your own website in there, take out the USA, anything like that. And so we could just start duplicating all these out. I'm just copying and pasting. So you can see now on just a standard size sheet, we got a left chest print, an inside tag print, and a full back print. Now, these full back prints are that same, 11 by 4.9. But if you wanted more space, let's see how much more we could add. And I mean, before we do that, let's put some pricing in here. So say we're ordering, we need 48 quantity. Here we're at $3.27 per sheet. $3.27 per sheet. Let's jump up to 50 quantity and see what we need. So if we needed 100 shirts, that's pretty low for a school if they're just ordering 100 shirts. But you're at $232 right here on a standard size sheet. $232 per sheet, not per image, per sheet. So divide that in half. That's like what, $1.20? Under $1.20 for the print cost on your shirt in 2 locations? That is awesome. That is absolutely fine. Dow, let me show you where they are. If you go back up here to add layout, dealer only shirt tags. So these are all the customizable shirt tags that are available here in the EasyView Online Designer. If you haven't seen EasyView Online Designer, I mean, like, all this artwork is completely customizable. And one of the coolest things too is like you could grab this bird and swap it out. So say this is actually like a panther, delete the bird, go to clip art. Let's type in panther. Grab one of these panthers. Like this one looks pretty cool. I'm just going to size this guy down accordingly. And like, bam, slide him right in there. Now, of course, we would change this from the Flying Eagles to the Fighting Panthers or whatever it ends up being. And if you get stuck at any time, you can just undo, and we're back. There's our bird. So you can see all of this here. Now I'm going to change over here just like we did. This is where you're going to select screen print or full color. Those window decals or all-purpose stickers that we were talking about are here, full color at the bottom. Ultra Color Max, Ultra Color Pro, Stretch, Soft, all of this stuff right here. Screen print, as I was talking about, the Goof Proof, Elastiprints, Hot Split, Puff, Pearl, all that stuff is right here. And I got to that menu just by clicking down here on the bottom and saying Screen Print, Goof Proof. So we'll select that right there. Here is where you could adjust your jumbo size. So you can see now I have so much more room on this sheet. And the pricing only went up. What were we at? Like $232. Now we're at $255. So we added 20 cents, but could we even squeeze in? Could we squeeze in another one? You guys think we could squeeze in another one here? Oh, we can. If I swap this one around, yep, sure thing. We got it. So now we're able to provide another one of this big graphic for just what? What did we say? It's 20 cents more per sheet. The profit potential's here. And then say, oh, well, let's really maximize this space. You can see how much printing we're getting out of this now. All of these inside tag prints, I mean, we're going to have to get really close to cut that, maybe with a razor blade, but that's just as quick. But you could see all of this stuff. It's going to be really, really, really quick to do all of this right here in the EasyView Online Designer. And this is production-ready artwork then. I could order this right now. So these 50 prints are going to cost me $127 total, and the profit potential on these, whoa, are we going to be making some money? So here we go, your full review step. Everything's set, ready to go. So super easy. I still got more cost saving tips, man. Let's run right back on over to it. I'm going to jump back into these cost saving tips and show you guys some of these hacks, and we'll get this thing all wrapped up right here. So we were on Gang Sheets, showed you those Gang Sheets examples and that live pricing as it was showing us right in the Easy View Online Designer to make that nice and easy. And then cost saving tips here. So this is a big one that we see sometimes, and this is based off of a real world example that we saw happen. So Gang Sheets, one larger order versus several smaller orders. So say for this exact example, we need 100 of these small left chest size logos and 50 of these large full back logos or full front logos, whatever it ends up being. The cost difference here is quite astronomical because we want to be sure we're getting that bulk pricing. So here, $456 if we did this like we did at top. So one Gang Sheet was all of the small ones at only 12 sheets. So we had 100 total, which that 12 sheets is we don't actually need 12, but I bumped up to 12 to save that money on that example that I had in there. And so 100 sheets total is going to be $164. Combine that with 50 sheets. And I mean, this is worst case scenario because we have a 3-color print here. So this is kind of the worst case scenario. But 50 sheets is only $5.85 each for that big graphic. So that one with no Gang Sheet at all, it's just the Menors 4th of July picnic. 100 total of those is $292. So combine that together is $456. If we put all of them on one Gang Sheet, got that quantity price break, it's going to be the same as if we were just printing that upper right-hand example, that one sheet. But now we could fit those 2 small ones on the extra space on the Gang Sheet, saving us hundreds of dollars here. Now that's hundreds of dollars to either bid the job right there so that your customer is like, wow, that's the best price. And you guys are local. That's fantastic. To only $292. You're saving almost $200. Or if you price that out the way that you priced it out at the top and your customer was like, yeah, I'm okay. I understand that I'm doing a 3-color print. I want screen printed inks and we need it for this 4th of July picnic. And you're the only person who could get this turn time down. That's extra $200 in your pocket of profit. And you're meeting the customer's needs and still getting them taken care of. So either way that we look at the pricing on this, it's either money in your pocket or it's you winning that job and delighting your customers. That's what's great. So let's talk about avoiding art charges. So for screen printed transfers, there's no art charges when we were talking about it. So that's either using the Easy View Online Designer. If you just can't, if they're like a football player can't ungroup and you want to take the numbers off, say, hey, could you take the numbers off the guy's jersey? That's fine. We can make that happen for you. Or when you say like no art charges on, Ultra Color Pro or Ultra Color Stretch, those are the full color options. No art charges there as well. Send us that napkin sketch. We'll have our entire team of designers take care of it and just knock the job out of the park for you. Now, if you do want to see it, if you want to kind of check in and provide revisions and see proofs of it, it is just a $22 fee that you could click and say, yes, I want to proof this. Otherwise, the proof is essentially what you see on that last review step when you're going to check out. Of course, just where we use the ink change, we have order notes. So in that same option step, right below the ink change, you could click on order notes and be able to type in and say, hey, change turquoise here to orange, or I need the top clouds taken out, or so, whatever you need, just let us know. And that's where we're going to be able to get that. No setup charges, no additional art charges, except that single time proofing fee. So that's a great way to do it here. Another way to avoid art charges is this is where the art charges are going to get you here, especially if you're using Ultra Color Max or CAD prints. Just those are the only 2 transfer types that require, essentially, if you're uploading art, print ready artwork. So that means 300 DPI at size of what it's printing. It's going to tell you if your image is low quantity or low quality. Like if you just grab it off the internet, upload it right into there and want to print it at 12 inches wide, it's going to say, does not have the resolution for it. So 300 DPI is dots per inch or points per inch, depending on how you look at it. It just makes sure that it's not going to be blocky and pixelated. You might have seen that on some lower quality printing, and we know that you're not going to be happy with it, and we're probably not going to be happy with it. And so we want to just warn you up front, hey, this is a low quality image, and that's what that says. So that's a low resolution artwork that you're getting off the internet. Now, it's just $22, and our artists are going to fix that and proof it with you. but that is only on Ultracolor Max and CAD prints right here. Now, if you completely just reorder this after we've done all the art charges for you, as long as you're not resizing or anything, or we have to do any additional work, there is no art charge when you reprint it. If you just reorder it, it just reorders absolutely fine, no art charge. Now, the art time is just $22. That includes 2 revisions. And so you could kind of have that conversation going with our artist. We provide the proof. We'll email you, hey, log into this portal. And then right there, you could approve the proof, enter how many quantity you need, and boom, we'll turn it into a job and get it ready to go. So if this is something like where you're looking at, you want to grab, we wouldn't recommend grabbing this Peacock NBC logo, but say you want to do something similar, you just grabbed it off the internet and you're like, I just want to print this, and that it's, a 6-color print, and say you need 100 of them, Ultracolor Max, you could switch to Ultracolor Pro and have all of the art fees covered, completely covered in the cost of the design. So if you're ordering it, that's why it depends on the quantity of what you're ordering. If you're ordering just 6 of these, yeah, you're probably going to have to pay the $22 art proofing fee to be able to produce these at high quality. And that's just going to be our artist going in there and fixing it up. Probably realistically, if you supplied this image and like you could kind of even see at the smaller size that some of those edges are jagged, our designer's probably just going to go in there and redraw it as a vector and then recolor it to all the correct colors. And so everything is a nice, crisp, clean, smooth edge when your prints arrive, and you're going to be excited about that. 300 DPI on everything. Anything you're getting printed, just make sure that when you're setting your artboard up, set it to size. So if you know that this is going to be printing at 11 inches wide, design the artwork at 11 inches wide at 300 DPI. If you, I always sometimes even go larger. If I know it's going to be at 11 inches, I'll size the artboard to 12 inches and design at 12 inches, because then if I do need to make it a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller, that I have a little bit of that wiggle room that you're still at 300 DPI. So that's a little extra Dave tip in there too. So I talked about it all webinar, the Easy Prints marketing kit. This is that idea book that has all of the best sellers of what's in Easy View Online Designer that you could see, like on this one, if you just that red notebook right there, right in the box, your business name here. It is personalized to you and your business. When you go to pitch clients, it's like a binder. So you could even take, if you're pitching a church, you don't want to see them seeing the restaurant designs or any of the school designs, you could pull those out and just have the religion designs in there. Or if you're pitching an athletic department, vice versa, take all the restaurants and businesses and landscaping pages out. So you're just showing them the sports layouts. It makes it so easy for them to browse through. And every single time that I've seen somebody used it or used it myself, somebody points and goes, within a couple minutes goes, that one. But could we see what it looks like with a panther instead of that eagle? Just like the example that we showed today. As a very special offer, we only do this at trade shows, but this is like our trade show special. But because you guys hang out today, you absolutely could order this webinar special, $35. You're essentially saving all of the shipping costs, and it comes in a humongous box with all of and it's heavy, all of these transfers that included in there. The idea book, a black and white version of the idea book. You see the price guide. So some of those pricing grids that we talked about, you'll have a nice printed copy of it. You get some posters. You get the color selector swatch book, kind of how I talked about the apparel background color, right? So in that apparel background color, sometimes things on screen look way different than they look in real life. So that color selector swatch book is actually 103 screens. It is actual plastisol ink that we print all in one little booklet, so you could see what the actual ink looks like printed. So if you have a maroon shirt or whatever color shirt I have on today, I could actually hold the swatch book up to me, look at the color. I did have one on my desk somewhere. But you could hold it up and see the actual color of the ink. So when we're talking about, does this avocado color look good on this Kelly green shirt? You could see the real ink in real life. So that by itself is $20. You get a $10 off coupon on your next Transfer Express order. So we're already at $30 of your money back right here. And then on top of that, you're getting a t-shirt. You're getting the idea book with that limitless profit potential and all of those display transfers. So just when your customer says, could I just order 2? Absolutely, you could order just 2 if you want, but it's going to feel like this. And then you could show them, this is the Ultracolor Max. This is what it's going to feel like. This is my capabilities for the short runs. Then when you reorder and do this bigger run, this is how it's going to feel. And then, even if you just started your business today, right now, If you just started your business today, it looks like you've been in business and have the capabilities of a shop that's been in business for 20 or 30 years, which that builds trustworthiness and it helps you convert on orders because you look like a pro. Because you know what? You are a pro. I love your guys' dedication to education and learning and bettering yourself and your business. And showing up here today is enough to show me that you are dedicated to hanging out with me for, man, an hour and a half at this point. But you're interested in bettering your business. You're interested in learning. And that is just a wildly beautiful thing. And I really applaud you guys for that. So that's why I want to extend this offer, the show special that we don't discount at all, because the profit potential of this thing for your business, you're going to make over, that regular price, it's $50. Like, you're going to make $50 back. This kit's going to pay for itself in the first job that you close. And I guarantee the first or second time you use this kit, you're going to close a sale. And your t-shirt business, your custom printing business is going to be well on its way to success. So Mike threw the link in there for the marketing kit. The idea book is in color in the binder that's personalized to your business. We also include one that is completely unbranded, that is black and white. So if you wanted a customer to, hey, you just meet them and go, hey, you want to browse through some designs, get back to me tomorrow? Get back to me tomorrow. And then just how we showed in the EasyView Online Designer, it's all coded based on the artwork. So it's like X17-2B. You could easily recall the artwork and easily customize it for your customer when they say, yeah, this is the layout. So instead of being like, oh, it was the layout with like, it had text on it and it had like a circle. And then I think there was like a bird in the circle, but we want a panther. No, they would be like, oh, it's layout X2B, whatever it ends up being. I'm bumbling on my words so much that I'm just going to jump back into EasyView Online Designer and show you how they correspond over to this. So you see all of these layouts. All I did was go add layouts. So this one that we used for this one is, if we go back to promo layouts, it's QSL 307. So I'm covering it up. I'm covering it up in my head. QSL 307. So right here is where that like code would be. So if they found this in the idea book and said, because there's even some like great photos of pre-printed t-shirts too that just look so awesome and flashy that somebody's going to see it and go, that's what we want. Just like that, swap the bird out for a panther and change the name. And just like that, you could get it done. So super, super easy. Let me go back to our slides because I saw somebody asking about Toast to Transfers too. And that is something I want to talk about too. So this is the special. You can only get it through the chat right here. Expiration date on the $35 promo is using the link that we gave you right now and by the end of today. So if you have it in your cart and you're kind of working on a custom order too, we'll give you a little bit of leeway. But if it's not in by the time that I come in tomorrow morning, we have to turn the special off. So they don't, this is not something that we keep up all the time either. So this is just something that I want to show my appreciation for you guys learning. I absolutely am blown away by how dedicated you guys are to bettering your business. And I want to be a resource for you to help your business succeed. I'm here for you. The entire Transfer Express team is here for you. If you call the 1-800 number or go on the live chat, we are here to help your business out. That is the sole purpose for us on this planet, is helping you and your business. So with that in mind, and I talked about this with this webinar special for the Easy Prints Marketing Kit. Of course, the Toast to Transfer School Edition is coming up too. Now, this one does ship free for $35, and this is the holiday edition. There's so much cool artwork included in this. Even if you don't like the designs that are printed on these shirts, there's alternates like that Santa baby graphic. You could print that instead of the Merry and Bright. We give you options, but it's just a guided little wine and design or sip and paint night, but it's you at home. It's all virtual, just like this webinar, but there's no slides. It's entirely 100% on camera. We have an entire broadcast set up with 2 camera angles. We've done it in some of the webinars here, especially with like applications, but $35 includes the free shipping. You get 3 different transfers. So you get our goof-proof transfers, the pro transfers, and the pearl prints, t-shirt, crew neck, sweater, and a stocking. That's a long sleeve t-shirt too, by the way, and a stocking. We're going to print on a stocking. How cool is that? That's what we do with these Toaster Transfers, is get you kind of out of that comfort box and show you all of the cool stuff you could print with your heat press. And then you could use these as examples, share them on your social media and go, hey, who wants some custom stockings this year? And advertise that to your customers. That's why this is November 10th that we're doing this event, and it's not even Halloween yet, but we want to be able to build these with enough time. These are for apparel decorators. These aren't necessarily for retail sale, but like, we want to build your capabilities. We want you to be confident in your decorating capabilities and be confident to go out and offer a stocking, because guess what? You printed one already. you are confident that you could print them. You know the style number. We'll tell you where these came from. We'll tell you the different hoodies that we used, or the sweatshirt in this case, and the different products. So if you've never used Ultra Color Pro and you're like, I have a large quantity order for full color art that I do want to use Ultra Color Pro because it has those quantity breaks, but I don't feel comfortable printing it and accepting this job because I haven't used it yet. You could buy this kit for $35, do a real world scenario, and it's all guided. We'll guide you through the set your press to 290 degrees. We'll wait to get it pressed up. We can interact. We have fun. And so these toaster transfer kits are so fun. I think this is like the 9th or 10th edition of it. We do them about every 2 months, every 3 months. And so they all have different themes. And the last one that we did was Halloween just a couple weeks ago. And then the one before that was kind of like a back to school theme. So we always try to make them timely and kind of for you to be able to prepare, be inspired, and be capable and confident in your decorating capability. So this one's $35. I think Mike threw the marketing kit special link in there too, but he could throw a link over to this toaster transfers kit. And Steph does them. I'm always behind the scenes on them, but I'm there too. I'm usually jumping in and out of the chat and switching cameras around, but we just have an absolute blast. And seeing the creativity from you guys, because even like, oh, cool. Yeah, I know how to do a standard left chest placement or a standard full front placement. I'm putting mine on the back. Or I'm going to put this other one on the sleeve. And seeing the creativity that you guys take with it is just, it's awesome. It floors me every single day. And like I mentioned, your passion, your drive for bettering yourself in your business, I want to be the best resource that I can be for you because I mean, you guys are here. You're dedicated to your goals and succeeding as a business. And with you guys being here, that fires me up. It makes me excited to be able to help you too. So anything we could do, we're going to wrap this one up. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, let them all know right here in the sidebar here. If there's none that we're going to be able to, if we're not able to jump to it, and it is a very pressing question, we are going to go back through the chat and we'll pull things up. We'll be able to send you an email and get it all ready to go. But of course, we're always available, info@transferexpress.com. If you want to contact me at any time and we could chat, comment on any YouTube video on the Transfer Express channel. I personally answer every single one of the comments or suggestions or and anything on the YouTube channel. I personally answer every single day. So if you guys wanted a direct line to me and we could chat about anything, I mean, those videos are there built to be on demand, just like this webinar is, and where this webinar is going to end up in probably a week or two, right over on our YouTube or on the webinars page, the events page. You can see, watch all of our videos and the previous webinars on transferexpress.com too. But if you comment on any of those videos, I'm more than happy to help out. And it is me. It's me, Dave. It's me, Dave, that answers all of those. And I take great pride in being able to help people out with their weird, specific questions. Today I just went on a deep dive looking into viscose shirt and what would work the best, because I want to be able to provide the correct answer. And I mean, sometimes at 4 o'clock, I've been there. 4 o'clock in the morning, you need to get a job done and something's not going right. And where do you turn? You turn to YouTube. And what is the answer to this thing? And you're putting a question there. Now, granted, at 4 o'clock in the morning, I should be sleeping. Sometimes I'm not. And sometimes I'm answering YouTube questions at 4 o'clock in the morning. So I don't want to guarantee that I'll be there, but I'll definitely address it in the morning. And it's usually less than 24 hours that any comment on there goes unanswered. So, of course, call us 1-800-622-2280. Read and subscribe to our blog. Watch any of the videos on our YouTube channel or the previous webinars on our page. Of course, we'll be emailing this one out with the slide deck too. Maria, absolutely very welcome. Thank you for coming. Nancy, thank you for coming. Yes, free shipping on the Toaster Transfers kit, Nancy, but the marketing kit does have to be shipped. But essentially, the promo that we're able to give you here is going to cover that $15 flat rate shipping fee, and so it's going to be the retail price, just what you would pay without shipping. But I want to give you guys a discount. I want to empower you in your business, so that's the only way they let me do it without getting in trouble. And if you've been to some of the webinars, I've gotten in trouble sometimes for some of the crazy discounts where I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm going to take shipping off of it. I got yelled at a little bit for that one. So I can't do those anymore. But anyway, visit us at trade shows. If you're coming out to Printing United to Las Vegas next week, absolutely stop by the Stalls booth and say hi. I even have a talk at the Future State Theater, and we have a Heat Press for Profit podcast booth where we're going to be dishing out content and education all week long. And I will be in that with Josh Ellsworth and Jenna and Kelly and everybody on the Stalls team that's going to be there. Even Vince and Liz are going to be out there too. And then, of course, I think the next show that I have on the docket then after that is the Long Beach Impressions Expo in January. So there's a little bit of time. And if you're anywhere in the Midwest, I know somebody said right at the beginning here, you said, oh, it's a little cold in Iowa. It's a little cold in Ohio in the middle of January, so it's nice to go to Southern California. Camilla, we were just in Fort Worth, Texas last week, so it's probably going to be another year until we're back. Actually, I think the GPX Expo is in Dallas in the springtime, so maybe March-ish. We'll see you then, and so we could come out there. And with the cost of the marketing kit there too, it does come with a $10 coupon. Great call, Mike. That was in there. Mary, thank you for attending. Really do appreciate it. Tanara, we actually have a show coming up. It is going to be, I don't know the specific date. Stay tuned to the events page, but the Impression Show in Atlantic City. So just outside of New York City. We're going to be in Atlantic City for the Impressions Expo, and then GPX, and I believe both the Decorated Apparel Expo are in Meadowlands as well. So just outside of Manhattan, and we're going to be there in the springtime. So stay tuned to everything else going on there. But guys, connect with us on social media, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, wherever you are, LinkedIn. If you're on LinkedIn, we are there too, and connect with us. We like showing inspirational stuff, what our customers are doing, what's working, what's successful. We promote some of the content that we're doing out there. And of course, the TikTok is hilarious. We have way too much fun with our TikTok. So if you're in the mode for a scroll and some nice apparel decorating humor, we put everything there too. And of course on YouTube, you could always get in touch with me in any of those comments on there. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out today. I was so super excited that I went 45 minutes over an hour today talking about how to save you money and you maximize your profit. But I am floored by your guys' dedication to your business. And I wish you the absolute best of luck. We are here as Transfer Express as a resource for you. And until next time, I'm Dave. Happy pressing.